Anyone know where these colors have come from? See, we've forgotten. This is how secret they keep everything. It's disgusting. But those of us who listen, we get this information anyway. And then I've validated all this. So, tell me if you know this. Do you know what the brightest star in the sky is? What's the brightest star? Everyone says Venus. Everyone says Venus. Did you say Sirius? Sirius. Sun? Sun, no. The brightest star in the sky is the star system Sirius. S-I-R-I-U-S. This is from the angels. I'll get back to talking about angels in a minute. But you must know this information. The star system Sirius is 75 times brighter than our sun. 75 times brighter than our sun. Why do we not learn this in school? Why do we think Venus and the sun are the brightest? That's important information, isn't it? It's because this is a secret. Why? Now, do you know what Google is? Google? Okay, you know what Google Earth is? Google Earth is where Google has taken pictures of every house and car on the whole planet. And if you type in your address on Google Earth, it will show you a picture of your house. Did you know that? There's cars driving around everywhere that say Google, and they're taking pictures of the whole planet. Right? How many of you know this? Okay. Okay. So did you know there's Google Sky? Okay, Google Sky is the same thing. You type in Venus, it'll show you Venus. You type in Mars, it'll show you Mars. You type in Andromeda, it'll show you that, or Orion. It shows you the whole universe. If you type in Sirius, there's a big block in front of the Sirius. Just like there's blocks in front of some of the government buildings on Google Earth. This is not conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to tell you something frightening. I'm going to tell you something good. There is a group of tribesmen in Africa called the Dogon. D-O-G-O-N. D-O-G-O-N. Everyone can understand me? Okay. Because I don't know if it's translating well. Yeah, you got it? Okay. So the Dogon are Africans who have no television, no Google, no internet, no mobile phones. And many, many years ago, some French archaeologists went to Africa and met the Dogons. And the Dogons explained that, and they used pictures in their own language, they explained that they had visitors from the star Sirius. And they showed a drawing of Sirius, and they showed two stars. At that time, it was only known that there was one star. So they said there was Sirius A and Sirius B. At the time, there was no knowledge of Sirius B. And they said that these people who came from Sirius to Africa taught them how to produce grains and wheat. They taught them how to be farmers. And they taught agriculture, where there had never been that knowledge before. And they said that these people had fishtails, and that they had to live in the water part of the time, and that they brought water from Sirius to our planet so that they could survive here. And they called these people the Nomos, N-O-M-M-O-S. These Africans had no reason to lie. They were not trying to get money or a publishing contract or be on the news. They were telling their story. And then later, they found another tribe that had the same story. And it's interesting that it was the French archaeologists who found this. so much goes back to France again and again and again. Then this was correlated to Egypt. Now, I'm telling you the part that's validated, then I'll tell you the part that's unvalidated. So the part that's validated, that is in Egypt, their ancient beliefs in the dog star, Sirius, is that this is where their deities, Isis, Osiris, and their son, Horus, came from. 3. Mother, father, son. Came from Sirius. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a pointer to Sirius, at the high point, because the Nile River floods every time Sirius is at its high point. The original drawings of Isis showed her either with a mermaid tail or a fish on her head. Earth is one of the only planets that we know of that is 70% water. Did you know that? Scientists cannot explain how the water got here. Current scientists do not know how to explain how the water got here. They also do not know how to explain why the water is still in liquid form when other planets the water will either evaporate or freeze. So our liquid is an anomaly here. We are a water planet. The water, it controls our weather. Over 70% of Earth is water. Our bodies are water. Water is affected by the moon. We all know this. The tides always change with the moon. The sun affects water. It can evaporate it, right? Heat it or cool it. It's doing that with our bodies too. The bodies inside of our water are affected by the moon. Last week we had the Venus transit with the full moon and the eclipse and the Saturn return. There's a lot going on astronomically. When I was in the Mayan territory several years ago with 2 Mayan shaman who took me to back areas of Chichen Itza that tourists normally don't have access to, and explained to me the Mayan calendar. And they showed me carvings related to the Mayan calendar, that the Mayan calendar ended with a Venus return, just like we had last week in 2012. Now, they explained to me that it wasn't the end of the world, but it was a significant, pivotal turning point for our planet. And it relates to water. Much of the Mayan spirituality was about using water for magic. They actually had water magicians, they called them that, or water sorcerers and sorceresses. Water retains energy. It's magnetic. Here in France, you have the most amazing water source down in Lourdes. I hope you've gone there. It changed my life when I went there. It was like walking through a waterfall of angels there at the grotto. And 66 people have been healed that have been scientifically verified at Lourdes. There's no other explanation but that the water healed them. Because water is affected by energy. Before I drink, I ask Mother Mary to come into my water and bless it. We all need to do this because water retains the energy of whoever had it last. The water in your body is affected by your thoughts and your prayers. And the water on our planet is also affected by the star system Sirius. If we can believe that the moon affects water, and we can agree that the sun affects water, what do you think that a star that's 75 times brighter than the sun is doing to our water? And scientists say that the Earth is downstream from Sirius.